Up next is Temple and head coach Rod Carey. The Owls are 5-1 overall, 2-0 in the American Athletic Conference. Temple was in action Saturday against Memphis, and Temple won the game 30-28. The Owls are on the road this week. They'll be visiting SMU, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central Time on ESPN2. And then, as we mentioned at the top of the call, Will Mobley, Temple's kicker, is the American Special Teams Player of the Week. Coach, thanks as always for joining us on the call. We just get your thoughts on the win against Memphis, and we expect to see you as you head down to Dallas for what was now a matchup of top 25 teams, please.
Yeah, afternoon, Chuck. It was a good win. Obviously, Memphis is a good football team, so we were fortunate enough to come out with the win. Certainly left some points on the table there, and could have been different scenarios, but it wasn't. And our guys, in the end, we executed at a high enough level to get the win. Certainly defense at the end played exceptionally well. SMU have a good football team. Obviously going down there, it's going to be a hostile environment. Sure to be a good crowd and a good atmosphere and be 3:30 in Texas. So a lot of challenges, but most of all, their personnel and who they have. Good quarterback, good running backs, good O-line, dynamic wide receivers, a defense that plays together, is all synced up, and runs the football. So, and a kicking game that presents some challenges as well with what they're doing. So, good challenge ahead of us, and it'll take all of our attention. I can guarantee that.
Coach, we'll take questions for Coach Rod Carey. *1 on your telephone keypad. We'll put you in the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
We'll go to Mark Narducci with Philadelphia Inquirer.
Good afternoon, Rod.
Hey, Mark.
Toward the end of the game, Jovan Fair kind of limped off the field. Just want to see if there's any update on him.
Yeah, he didn't practice today yet. Lower body. I would expect him maybe tomorrow, but probably Wednesday, with how he's responded the last couple days here. It's definitely, he definitely has a chance to go here this week. So we'll see how the week progresses.
Rod, how about the fact that you're facing a ranked team with a great offense for the second straight week? It's almost like the same kind of preparation for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, from the 10,000-foot view, it certainly is. But then you get into the details. They're a lot different on offense. Certainly have some differences for sure defensively. And then you're on the road too. You're not at home. So, each week presents something new, Mark. And, this will be a big time test. And, it has all of our attention. We've been working on it since yesterday at about 9 a.m. So it's certainly we're in the middle of it, trying to get it solved and get the answers to our players.
Thank you.
You bet.
Next is Donald Hunt with Philadelphia Tribune.
Yes. Coach Carey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay. Listen, give me your thoughts on being nationally ranked in the coaches poll.
Yeah, someone told me that last night. A friend of mine did. I didn't really pay attention to it, so now I know it. And, I said, that's nice. It's great. And we're happy. Don't get me wrong. We're certainly happy about it. But, that number doesn't mean anything when it comes to Saturday kicking the ball off. So, nice, flattering. We're happy. But I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, can you comment a little further on Harrison Hand, who had a real big game for you? You said on Saturday you want to look at the film a little bit more, but looked like he played some really good football.
Yeah, well, you were right. I mean, he played really good football, and the film revealed that even more. He was our defensive player of the game, certainly, and deservedly so. Played physical, had good eye discipline, was in the right place at the right time because of his preparation. So he played a whale of a game.
Okay. All right, Coach. Well, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
We'll go to Sean Pastor with the Owls Daily.
Hey, Rod. How are you?
Good, Sean.
Hey, so I was just interested, right there. You just said that it was a friend last night who told you that you were ranked. I was just curious, like, are you in such a cocoon in terms of the season, right? Because the poll comes out in the morning and Temple puts out a press release, but you're just, you're not getting that info when you're in the, you're starting your prep. Is that kind of a Sunday schedule now that, you miss it until nighttime?
I've been watching film for over 11, 12 hours yesterday, so I didn't check my email. I don't do stuff like that. So on Sundays we got schedule to keep. So no, I didn't know until last night.
Okay, I got kind of a philosophical question. You might even argue with this whole premise. But are you guys, winning because you're playing conservative, or are you kind of conservative because you're winning? Or would you argue that you're not conservative?
About? What are you talking about?
Just a general approach, right? Not your approach. These games maybe you've had the lead, so you kind of pulled it back. You're not taking chances. I don't know. Is that how you win, or is that what you do when you're winning?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everyone can have their opinion about that, Sean, and you can certainly have yours. I don't think it's one or the other. I think we certainly moved the ball up and down the field on offense, played good defense, and played really good in the kicking game. And, we had some explosive plays, and, give them credit. They get coached too, so they limited some explosive plays as well. And so I wouldn't entertain really that premise on that.
Okay. Last quickie. Do you know Kevin better than Kevin knows you, or vice versa? Kevin K.
Do I know Kevin better than Kevin knows me? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea. I really don't. I have no idea how to answer that question. Obviously I've hired Kevin twice in my career. I think he's an outstanding coach. And then he got hired at SMU, and he's doing an outstanding job there. But as far as knowing him more than he knows, I have no clue.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Dan Tortora with wakeupcalldt.com.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good, Dan. How are you?
Doing well. Just as far as, being in your first season with Temple and 2 wins over the top 25 ranked teams up to this point in the first half of the season, just what your takeaways have been about how quickly this team kind of bought into your message and how that's, obviously showing itself on the field.
I probably haven't quantified that yet because we're in the middle of the season. And I'm not trying to get out of answering the question, but I really haven't thought about that. Every day there's a schedule to keep, and every day, like by 3:30, we gotta, we want to have this section of the run game done, or this section of the pass game done, or this done. So the message has been consistent. The guys, we have great leadership on the team, and they're carrying out that message, and the guys on the team are buying in. So I haven't sat back and thought about how good it's been, because every time I turn on the film, it's a good opponent we're playing.
And to kind of go off of that, just your thoughts on the conference from now being inside of the conference through the first half of the season, from the teams you faced in the AAC, and just maybe taking a look around the conference, what you can say from the inside now of maybe describing what the American is.
Yeah, I mean, I'll know a lot more at the end of the season, obviously, but now having crossover films and going into our third conference game, it's a really good conference. There's some explosive players in it. There are some big physical players in it. And I think that every week, I think you just look at the records of the conference. We have a lot of people 500 or above. So that speaks to itself, because everyone's played a non-conference, right? So it means they're winning non-conference games. So it's a really top-level conference. I've been really impressed so far.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck moving forward.
You bet. Thank you.
Coach, thanks as always for your time today. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.
Thanks, Chuck.